Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Shit's Hard. I'm your host, Amber. And today we are talking about rooting for yourself and why that shit is hard. In parentheses, why do I suck? You can probably guess the vibe of this episode as we get into it. But I'm having a little bit of trouble rooting for myself right now. And so we're going to talk about it with the new year coming in quickly. I guess by the time you guys listen to this, it'll be New Year's Day. Yeah, this will come out on January 1st. So how exciting. But I am, right now it's Saturday before New Year's. So I'm kind of like starting to get in the vibe and all that stuff. And starting to think about 2024, starting to think about, goals, changing my perspective. I'm kind of feeling like I suck right now, or maybe more so feeling like I'm stuck. Maybe that's what I feel like. Maybe I feel like I'm stuck right now. And we'll do a little look back on 2023, and we're gonna really try to focus on moving forward. It's so easy to get like stuck in the past, or just like, I don't know, like stuck in a rut. I feel like I've talked about this before, but I feel like I don't have a lot of trouble with the past because I have anxiety, which lives in the future. But still, I think sometimes it's hard to get in the present. I think for all people, it's like very hard to just live in the present, get in the present, and stop worrying so much about the future and stop like sitting and lingering on the past. So let's get into it. We're going to start off with talking about getting ready for the new year, because it should be like a positive note. I'm actually really... Well, I was going to say excited. I've actually never really cared that much for New Year's. Other than in terms of holidays, it's probably my favorite, but that's just because it's like the aesthetic of it. I like how New Year's is like very classy, chic, and glittery, and like kind of black and gold, silver. And like, I'm not like a big holiday person, but I do love holidays, but I'm not like a very like I don't, how do I put it? Like, I know that holidays are mostly like a cheesy, like capitalistic gimmick to just like make money. You know what I mean? Like Valentine's Day is like just an opportunity for companies to make money off of fucking heart-shaped pizzas and bullshit. But on the other side, like I recognize that holidays like actually hold no meaning. But I do think on the other hand, like I enjoy celebrating things, and like what's the point of being alive if not to celebrate things? So like I just like celebrating things for the idea of celebrating things, because it's like fun, like I like New Year's because it's just like everyone's having a party and everyone's like doing the same thing at the same time. Like I don't like necessarily like believe in New Year's resolutions to an extent. I do think you can start your goals whenever you want to, but I do think like it's a good opportunity for me to sit down and talk about what I want for the next year, look back on the last year, think about things that I did wrong, think about things that I did right. I guess the reason I don't say I believe in New Year's resolutions is because I think that you could do that in June. Like if in June you're feeling really inspired and you're like, I want to change my life, you probably shouldn't wait till December to get started on that. But I like the energy and the vibes of New Year's, and everyone's like, all of a sudden very passionate. So I think it's like cool. So I think it's like a good opportunity to just take advantage of thinking about what you want for the next year. So I am kind of excited. My friend's coming over tonight, and we are going to talk about our goals. We're going to have like a little wine night and a little like inspiration board type of thing. What's it called? It's like called like is it an inspiration board? No, it's called like a Pinterest board type of thing, where it's called like what is it called? I can't remember. I'll think on it. We'll see if it comes back to me. This is really going to drive me crazy. All right, we'll call it an inspiration board for now, but I don't think that's what it's called. But anyways, last year I did one by myself, and it was very fun, very cute, very like I did like a little collage with magazine stuff and just kind of thinking about what I wanted for this year. And did I achieve everything? No, I don't think I did. I definitely did not. But looking back on 2023, I'm proud of the things that I did do. So I'm not a goal person. I know that goals are supposed to be really good for people because they're like very structured. And I don't know. I think like mentally goals are like statistically supposed to be really good for people to like set goals and follow goals and whatever the fuck. I'm really not a goal oriented person. Even being in fitness, I'm not very goal oriented, and it's just not how my brain works, which I think is fine because I like achieve many things all the time without them. So, but I think if they work for you, I think that's super exciting and you should set goals. For me, I like to just like kind of think about like things that I want to do. I don't like goals because I don't like the idea of setting myself up for failure. The feeling that I would get if I didn't achieve these goals, and having a time limit on my goals. I don't like that either. Like, I guess for me, I do have goals, but there's no time limit on them. So there's no like anxiety or stress attached. So I definitely have things that I want to achieve and things that I want to do. But like, I didn't have to do any of the things that I said I was going to do in 2023. I don't have to do them in 2023. I did like most of them. Honestly, I think I only didn't do like one. But I just like, I don't know. I don't like the pressure of like, because then I would feel like a fuck up. And then if I felt like a fuck up, then I would just give up altogether. Where now it's like, I get to look back on 2023, cross off the things that I did do, and just roll the other things over to 2024, which, I don't know, in my brain, it works better that way, I guess. I don't know. If that doesn't work for you, don't do that. But in terms of rooting for myself, I'm having a hard time because, I don't know, I'm getting in this, like, rut where, I mean, if you're still listening to the episodes, I feel like you might agree. I just feel like not super confident in my work anymore. I feel like I'm, like, not putting out the quality of episodes that I want to put out. I feel like my creative brain has kind of taken a dip. I haven't posted a TikTok in like over a month. And like, these are things that I enjoy doing usually, but it's like I can't get myself to do them, which is always annoying. It's annoying when your brain like isn't working for you. And so I don't know, I'm having trouble like being on my side right now. And I always try to make sure like my connotation in the way that I speak about myself is very positive, and it's very like I can do anything. But it's exhausting, and I don't always believe it, which sucks. You really got to get your brain to work for you. I'm learning. It's all about perspective. So on like one hand, I'm like able to have empathy for myself, recognize that we all hit low points and it's fine. But on the other hand, I'm also having that like, I'm also kind of reverting back to in my 20s crisis of like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Is this podcast even good? I've been doing it for a year. Has it even gotten better? Am I moving in a direction that I want to? Is this even what I want? What do I actually want? If I don't like things about my life, something needs to change, but what needs to change? And I think that these are very common feelings for people who are in their 20s. So I'm not like too stressed. I know that everyone feels this way at this point in their life. And for me, it kind of comes and goes. It comes in waves. It ebbs and flows. Sometimes for months at a time, I'm very confident, happy, and like satisfied in what I'm doing. And then other times I hit a low and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, where am I going? And I don't know. As every once in a while I see some shit on TikTok or Twitter that's like, Oprah was a nobody at 22. She was fired from her job. Like, she wasn't Oprah until she was like 40. And I really like seeing stuff like that because I do put a lot of pressure on myself on time and like, oh, like I'm young right now and I need to get started. I need to get doing stuff. And so it feels good to know like, as long as I'm moving in the right direction, like progress is progress. And like, I'm willing to wait for the good things in my life that will come. Like, I'm willing to be patient. Like, if it's not my time right now to figure out what I want, take off and get in my career, that's fine. Like, I can be able to accept that. And maybe it's not my time to shine until like I'm fucking 28, which would be annoying, but if that's the way that the things go, then like that's the way things go, and that's like my life plan, and like the universe has its ways and all this shit. So it's like I'm just here to like follow the plan. Like, it's already written for me, I guess, which is like comforting and also really fucking annoying. But so I don't know. I think it's important to set achievable goals and focus on your perspective. Perspective can be really, really powerful. I feel like lately a lot of people in my life are struggling. Like, the three closest people to me are like not doing well. I'm not doing well. Just like mentally, you know, we're all like trying to get into therapy and like work through some stuff. And maybe it's like seasonal, you know, the winter time is always like harder for some reason, less sunlight and all that kind of shit. But I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to remind myself that like, as long as you're trying to improve upon yourself, like that's kind of the best that you can do. You know, you can't solve all your problems in one day. And so it's like the fact that I like decided to go back to therapy, I can give myself a pat on the back for that and focus on that and be like, look, Amber, you are doing something. But it's hard for me to look at my fucking like social medias, which I put so much time and effort into, and I used to put in more time and effort, and I feel like I have been slacking lately. And it's hard for me to look at those and like not get annoyed with myself and be like, Amber, why the fuck are you doing this? Like, why have you hit this dip? Why have you hit this low? Why are you not doing these things? But I feel like that's like the negative self-talk that I need to like try to push aside, because it's only going to hold me back. and recognize that, like, hey, I didn't focus on social media for like a month, but I can't go back. I can't go back to the beginning of the month and do that. So all I can do is like start now. But habits are hard to form, let me tell you. And my brain is like so sporadic. I feel like my brain is not on my side lately, which has been fucking tough. It's hard if you feel like you're fighting with your fucking own self. That's like your own worst enemy, really. But therapy's been going well. I'm like wondering if I have some ADHD tendencies. A lot of my friends with ADHD throughout my whole life have told me that they think that I have it. But I feel like if I always have had it, I've been very like, I'm very structured. I'm a very structured person. I've had a lot of weird mental like ways that like I can't like focus or stay organized, but I've like found these weird little solutions in my life that solve these problems. And so I just was like, all right, it's fine. I solved the problem. So I don't know. I've just been like getting by, but I feel like it's catching up to me and I can't get organized and I can't stay on top of things anymore. And like the walls are caving in. So I don't know. That's what I'm working on this week and probably for many weeks to come is like trying to get organized with myself, get my brain on my side and like just figure out like what the fuck is going on in my brain. But looking back on 2023, I can definitely look back and give myself a pat on the back just for in general. I mean, I moved to Los Angeles in 2023. Did I? No, I didn't. No, I did not. I moved here in 2022. Yeah, I moved here in 2022. So, but I was here for like 4 months or 2 months. Yeah, 4 months. So 2023 was like my first full year spent in Los Angeles. And I was, an assistant to that influencer a little bit toward the beginning of the year. And then I got my CPT, certified personal trainer. So I can give myself a pat on the back for that. I got this new job at this new gym that I really, really like. And I've built up my clientele, which I can be proud of myself for that. And I just like work at a job that I enjoy where I make my own schedule. Like I'm very proud of myself for focusing on my quality of life in 2023. I really didn't like my job before I came to this one. And I was just kind of like getting by. Every day was just like getting by, which gets old really fast for me, especially. And so I'm proud of myself for focusing on quality of life this year and really like getting a job, getting that cert, all the while like paying my rent, getting my shit together, etc. Like I can definitely pat myself on the back for that kind of stuff. And focusing on social media as best I could, like I continuously uploaded the podcast throughout the year, so I can be proud of myself for that. I had one viral TikTok, so I can pat myself on the back for that. I don't know if it's like my proudest TikTok, but whatever. Like I want to keep posting and keep making content in 2024. So that's like another goal is to like keep doing shit like that. But yeah, I definitely didn't do everything that I wanted to do in 2023, but I don't feel like upset with myself for that. Cause like whatever, I'm just like focusing on the things that I want to focus on, and you can't do everything at once. Like you can set like 20 fucking goals, but if they're all really big, you can't really like do them all at once. So, but I am focusing on certain ones at certain times. So it's like you kind of have to pick and choose like what you're focusing on right now, like really hone in on that and then move to the next thing. So I'm hoping 2024 is all about content. I got some new technology in 2023, so that's really exciting. I get to move forward and make some more fun stuff. So I don't know. I'm excited for the new year. I'm really, really excited for my friend to come over tonight and sit down and talk about this stuff because I just feel like my brain is like so unorganized. Like in that SpongeBob episode where you're in SpongeBob's brain and the people and like the SpongeBobs are just running around and like dropping papers and shit and like these alarms are going off. That's how my brain feels. I hope this episode is not like, what the fuck is wrong with her? At least if one person relates, it'll be worth putting this on the internet. But I'm excited because, when she comes over, we're going to make dinner, or I'm going to make dinner, and we're just going to get organized, which I feel like is what I need, is to like sit down with somebody else. And I feel so grateful to have her as a friend too, because she's very organized and driven. Like she's very driven. She has many goals for herself, not only goals, but she's like very like habit based in terms of like reading and meditating and journaling and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like I can learn from her. And it's nice to have somebody like that around who like I look up to, and I hope that she rubs off on me because Lord knows I need it. I fucking need some like structure. I feel like a dog who nobody like teaches anything to, or like disciplines, or like nobody what the fuck am I saying? Like literally what the fuck am I saying? Dogs need structure. That's what I was trying to say, is like I feel like I am missing structure, and I'm like trying to get it for myself. So hopefully today, sitting down with somebody else, that'll bring me a little bit of organization. I've been on my Google Drive, like trying to like make different like folders and files for like goals, equipment that I need, like things that I want to do, whatever. How do I get to these things? So, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm also excited. I've missed therapy for 2 weeks now because I was home for the holidays, and then my therapist was gone for whatever reason. I don't know. Holidays, I'm assuming. So I'm like very excited for next week to have another session with her. I've been taking notes this whole week on things that I want to talk about, because I'm like, I should have done a virtual session. But anyway, so shit that we're working on this week is going to be leaving 2023 in the past. You know, anything that you did last year that you're not super proud of, you know, leave it there. Anything that you did that you are super proud of, like give yourself the credit where it's due. You know, look back on the year and whatever the fuck you were doing in 2023, like recognize that like you were doing the best that you could with what you had at the time, and it's in the past. It's gonna stay there in 2023. So let's just leave it there. Let's just leave the year there and all the fucking crazy shit. I can't even fathom, like, if you told me from January of 2023 where we'd be in December, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, holy shit, my life looks different in 1 year. For the better, I think. There's been a lot of growing pains this year. But, you know, if things aren't changing, if you're not uncomfortable, then you're not growing. So let's keep that methodology. What am I trying to say? I'm like out of it today. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm trying to say methodology. Let's keep that method going forward into 2024, you know, thinking about facing forward, getting uncomfortable, and, you know, doing the hard shit. You know, I just like, I'm definitely able to give myself credit where it's due and pat myself on the back on like taking steps in the right direction. And I'm so glad that I moved here. I'm so glad that I've been creating content. Even if I'm not where I want to be, I do know that I will get there. It just feels very like how, when, where, why? like what's the plan? How do you get from point A to B? So I don't know. I'm going to fucking figure it out in 2024 though. So that's my plans. Some of my I don't want to call them resolutions. Some of my goals for 2024 are going to be, I want to buy a car in 2024. So that's my plan. At some point. I mean, my current car is my like 16-year-old Amber car that I got when I first got my license. So I'm worried she's going to shit out on me soon. So that's a goal for next year. It's going to be, you know, saving a little bit, purchasing a car, having a big, my first big girl purchase. So that'll be exciting. Honing in on content, you know, having guests on the podcast is going to be one of mine. Focusing on more outside training, getting outside clients, and kind of building up my clientele on my own business. So that's going to be another thing. And I'm not sure what the other ones are going to be yet. I haven't really sat down and thought about it. I've had like a million ideas going through my head, like financially, what I want to have goals for, career-wise, what I want to have goals for, lifestyle-wise, fitness-wise. I feel like fitness, I will give myself that pat on the back. This wasn't a goal for 2023, but I feel like in the year of 2023, after I got my certification, I really have integrated fitness into my daily routine, my life routine. And I've also, more important than that, I've like really cultivated a healthy relationship for me between me and fitness, and made that relationship work for me. You know, everybody's relationship with the gym is going to be different, and what works for you is going to be different than what works for me. But I feel like I finally found my like situation with the gym where I'm in there every week and I'm not hard on myself, and I'm like, you know, achieving goals and shit, and I'm like, it's just like works for me. You know, so that feels really good to know that I like, it's very secure. You know, I've probably been like very, very disciplined with the gym since like June, I would say, May or June. And I'm really proud of myself for that. But by that, I want to like be clear. I don't mean like I've been going every single day since June, or even, I mean, my program is 4 days usually Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 days of upper, 2 days of lower. And I'm not saying I hit that every week by any means. I definitely did not hit that every week. But that's what I'm really proud of myself for, is like the days that like I like wasn't able to like finish, my program or whatever. Like I wasn't hard on myself. I just like kind of picked up the next day and hit the ground running. Like I was mostly in there, even on days where like I didn't feel like I could give 100%. I was still in there giving like 25% or like whatever it may have been. And I think that's what I'm most proud of myself for, is like not being so hard on myself, I used to be very like, oh, if I didn't complete the workout and I didn't like blah, 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 this and that. And then I would just like be hard on myself. And then it was like, I was like less likely to like be excited about coming back. Where now I've realized that like this relationship is mine. I get to do whatever the fuck I want when I come in here. I don't have to follow the program. I wrote the program and I get to change it every single week to work for me if I want to. Maybe last week, we went up in weight and everything and we were doing really good and feeling really strong. And maybe this week, I'm just like getting over a cold or something and I'm just not feeling up for it and I'm just like stretching. So that is one thing I'm proud of myself for last year, and don't have many goals for this year, but I just like, I'm planning on coasting by with that same relationship. Food I think is going to be another resolution or goal for me. I want to cook more. I didn't cook a lot in 2023. I really like cooking and trying new recipes. And I was kind of cooking, but not as much as I would like to. I would like to be trying new things like every week or every other week. I really do like to cook, but I only tried like 2 or 3, I feel like, new dishes. That's not true. I definitely tried like 20 or something, but not enough. So that's going to be a resolution too, is maybe making more food content too. Trying to hold myself accountable and staying in the kitchen because I like that. That makes me happy. But that's one of the things that like when I start to get in crunch time, food is like the first thing to like get put on the back burner. So anyways, that's where I'm at for 2024. That's my New Year's shit. What shit I'm wondering this week is going to be, are you struggling for rooting for yourself right now? If so, me fucking too. Welcome to the club. I'm right there with you. But also like, just remember like there's highs and lows. So if you're in the lows, that's all right. You don't always need to like do something about it either. Just know and trust yourself that you're going to come back up. So, look at the new year as an opportunity to, what's all the shit that's going to happen in 2024? Like look at all the shit that happened in 2023. And I think we can just get excited for the endless possibilities that is, another year. So that is what I'm up to this week. Sorry if this episode seemed like a little bit of a Debbie Downer. I hope it wasn't, but at least through this podcast, you can definitely see my highs and lows fucking throughout every fucking season. If you want to hear more from me, see more from me, you can follow me on Instagram at Amber Meisner with 2 R's and TikTok. And I will see you on the next one because this shit is hard.